Razaban here for FightHype.com. With me, he's back on the shores again. CEO, correct?
CEO. Well,
CEO
I got a promotion. No, President of Sports.
President of Showtime Sports, Stephen Espinoza. Stephen?
Correct.
How are we?
I'm great. Great.
Great to be back in the UK again.
I love the frequent flyer miles. I love the setting well. Beautiful day in London. Happy to be back.
We're obviously here today for the first leg and the first event of this three-city tour between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. Before we go into any intricate details, the big question that everyone's asking is Tyson ready? Mentally, he's showing that he is ready. He's obviously spoken a hell of a lot today. Do you feel like he should have had 1 or 2, 3 more fights before this big challenge with Deontay?
Well, the thing about the sport of boxing is nothing can be taken for granted, and I think what you saw is there's an opportunity to make this fight. Did Tyson expect it this soon? Probably not. Did Deontay? I'm sure he didn't. But the opportunity arose, and sometimes you just have to take it. Having said all of that, if Tyson didn't look as good as he did in August and hadn't made as much progress from June to August, I don't think we'd all be here. I think what you saw back in June, I believe, was a pretty rusty Tyson and not the toughest opponent. And I think just looking at Tyson's performance in August, you did see the old Tyson. You saw him moving. You saw the slickness. You saw the skill set, which candidly is a unique skill set in the heavyweight division. There's no one outside of maybe the NBA where you see athletes at 6'9" moving the way Tyson does. He's a unique athlete with a unique set of skills. And I think the reason this fight is happening is because you saw that in August. If he hadn't seen that in August, I don't think he or his team was comfortable taking this fight. And having said that, obviously there's no shortage of confidence, and Fury believes it's an easy fight, so why wait?
I spoke to Deontay yesterday in detail, and he portrayed how frustrating the last few months were for him, trying to make this other fight with Anthony Joshua. From yourself as well, from a perspective of, it does come down to money. Gutted that fight didn't take place.
It was disappointing, quite honestly, and you probably have some of the interviews. I did expect it to happen in 2018, so I was slightly surprised when it didn't, particularly when there was $50 million on the table. So yes, it was disappointing. But this is a great consolation prize, if you can call it that. It's not even a consolation prize. I think this fight is every bit as good as the Joshua fight. But it was frustrating doing all the work and not really seeing it come to fruition, at least at this point.
Stephen, in the past, when you wanted to make those mega fights, Lewis, Tyson, Floyd, Pacquiao, you've kind of combined yourself with your opposite television rival and come together and make those fights and profitable for both organizations. Now with Eddie Hearn with DAZN, is it going to be a similar scenario, or is it going to be very difficult to have Al fighters and Eddie fighters on one platform?
I don't think so, at least in terms of pay-per-view, because what Eddie has been very clear about, and the DAZN executives have been very clear about, is that they don't do pay-per-view. They don't believe in pay-per-view, and I think they've gone as far as to say that that method is dead. So, at least for the near term, these fights are pay-per-view. It's a business DAZN is not in. It's a business that Eddie said he's not interested in being in, at least in the U.S. market. So there really is no obstacle to making this happen as a U.S. pay-per-view.